Hey everybody, and welcome back to the next part in my dialing in PowerCab Edition video. I've been doing a few of these recently along with my normal dialing in, just for patches that are kind of created more specifically for the PowerCab. Although this week I thought I would do something kind of fun and interesting. A little ways back I did a dialing in video of a preset that I called Mayer'ish, which was me kind of coming close to something in the ballpark of a John Mayer type clean tone. And I think if I remember correctly in that video, I used it over one of, backing track to one of his songs, Slow Dancing in a Burning Room, if that's what it's called. I really liked it. It was nice, nice preset that I've enjoyed since then. I've had a lot of great response from it. It's been downloaded, I just checked, something like 1,850 times or whatever, with a really good high star rating on CustomTone. So a lot of people have been enjoying it, and that makes me really happy. I'm glad so many people enjoyed that preset. But I thought what would be interesting is to take that preset and see how it translates right over to the PowerCab Plus. And sort of picking a speaker model within the PowerCab that is going to be, I don't want to say the same or even similar to what I originally had, but just something that sounds, I think, equally as good, but maybe a little bit different, right? So let's jump over to two things here. We're going to go to HX Edit, but we're also going to go to PowerCab Edit in a minute. So here was the original preset. Now, I've done a couple things just to kind of make things a little bit more interesting, and I hope you guys enjoy this. One of the requests I had after doing that Mayer'ish patch is some folks said, man, it would have been nice if you had maybe thrown a overdrive pedal of some sort in front of it, just to give us a little bit more of like a subtle lead tone with the clean. I thought, yeah, that would have been cool. I wasn't thinking of that at the time. I was just kind of focused on the clean tone. But I thought, you know what? Let's do it now. That would be kind of fun. So what I did is I've created 4 snapshots here. I have clean PC, Timmy PC, clean FRFR, and Timmy FRFR. Now, what happens is I took the cab that I originally had on this, the 212 Interstate. It was with a 121 ribbon at 1 inch back. And I've turned it off for the 2 snapshots that are labeled PC, because we're going to talk about what I did with the PowerCab in just a second. But I also put the same 2 snapshots as FRFR, so if we want to play them through our PowerCab on the flat setting, what happens on those snapshots, if you notice, is the cab comes back on. So I just tried to make this flexible for those who maybe want to use it with the speaker model that I'm going to suggest on our PowerCab, or if they want to use it on the flat setting. But we're going to focus mostly just on the PowerCab and the speaker setting that I'm going to use on that. Now, one interesting thing is the original preset was done in stereo. So it had stereo delay, stereo verb, whatnot. What I've done is I've changed it. Since I'm playing through the single PowerCab, it's going to be going into mono. I apologize to anybody who has 2 PowerCabs who would have liked it to be stereo. I guess you could just swap these out. But what I did is I changed these to mono, Studio Comp, Mono, EQ. The verb is obviously a legacy verb. It's still going to be in stereo, but it's going to be summed to mono because of the mono blocks after it. And I changed it to a mono delay, keeping all the settings exactly the same otherwise, as much as I could. Obviously, with the stereo delay, we don't have things like spread and whatnot. It's just going to be straight up the middle. Okay, so basically we have the exact same preset. What I did do to it is for obviously the Timmy snapshot, is I used the Timmy model overdrive pedal with these settings here: 7.9 on the gain, bass cut at 2.1, treble cut at 7.2, the clipping down in the level of 3.9. Now you notice I've snapshot enabled those, and the reason is when we go to the FRFR setting, what I found is the bass cut and treble cut, were a little bit too dark sounding when we paired it up with the cab, and the internal stock cab. So, and that could have something to do with the fact I'm using a 121 ribbon 1 inch back, right? So I kind of just tweaked those for anybody who noticed that. But anyways, we're going to focus on the clean PC and the Timmy PC settings. So let's go over to PowerCab Edit. Now, I played around a little bit with this. Now again, this is a funny video series to do because you have no way of hearing what I'm hearing in the room out of the PowerCab, right? I'm not miking the PowerCab. What you're hearing here, everything I'm playing again, is direct out of the PowerCab, okay, into my DAW. Okay, so what you're hearing is what the direct signal, actually I'm going through a Focusrite Claret 2 pre-USB. So it's like an XLR out the back, like you would feed to front of house, right? Going into the Focusrite and into Cubase, okay? So you're hearing the direct out. So the reason that I do this is so that folks can know what this preset's gonna sound like if they decide to play live and send it to the front of house out of the back of their PowerCab or PowerCab Plus, right? Which is gonna be what the front of house guy is gonna have to work with. So that's what you're gonna hear here. What I'm hearing in the room, obviously I can only hear in the room. I don't wanna mic it up because it's not gonna give you an accurate representation. It's gonna be colored by the microphone I use, the position, the room, and everything else. So what I chose was, I went back and forth between the Jarvis model and the Cream. Now the Cream was okay. It got rid of, it was a little bit darker, a little bit less chime, right? So the Jarvis is actually, let me check here, the Jensen P12Q. So something that was probably going to be more like what we would have seen paired up with a Fender amp back in the day. And since I'm using the US double norm model here for this Mayer'ish tone, then I figured that that might be a good match. And really and honestly it was. It sounded the best to me in the room. It really sounds nice coming out of the PowerCab. I was really happy with this actually. Easy to do a gig with this for somewhere you just need a nice clean tone and maybe a little bit of a subtle lead tone, not too overdriven. So what I did is I went with the Jarvis as far as the direct out, and I went the 160 ribbon, 5 inches back, low cut of 100 hertz and a high cut of 12 kilohertz, okay? Coming back to Helix now, here are the amp settings that I use in the US double norm, all right? Drive of 6, bass of 7, mid of 2.2, treble of 4.5, presence of 4, channel volume at 10, master volume at 10. I don't believe I ever played with the sag, hum, ripple, and all the deeper functions. Obviously the cab is turned off because this is designed to go straight into the PowerCab in the Jarvis speaker mode, okay? So that's what I'm set at on the PowerCab, is it's on Jarvis, okay? So there's no way of me to you know, give you that, right? Just turn it to Jarvis and you're gonna be all set, right? And it's going to be outputting the Jarvis model with a 160 ribbon at 5 inches back, okay? What I have done here also, now, you know, I have the EQ set as I did. Nothing's changed from my original patch, right? I have 100 hertz low cut and a high cut of 12 kilohertz. I have this really crazy, I don't know if anybody who watched the original video, I have 140 hertz low Q, really, really narrow, and I'm really notching out a lot of the 140 hertz and trying to not touch too many frequencies around it by minus 11 dB. There was a weird resonance coming out of the US double norm model that I found when I would hit like a C note or in around C sharp, and it was a real funny resonance. So I notched in on that and got rid of it, and it really changed things up nicely. So really, I mean, do I need another low cut and high cut here set the same? I don't know, probably not. There's probably very subtle difference, but it's on, whatever. No big deal either way. Okay, so let's hear how this sounds then. So here is on the neck pickup, the same Mayer'ish patch, but now going into, out of the PowerCab direct with the Jarvis with the 160 ribbon, 5.5 inches or 5 inches back, whatever it was. Okay, what do you guys think? Really nice, I like it. It sounds very nice. It sounds great. I kind of have this turned down because I'm listening on my studio monitors, but sounds really nice coming out of the PowerCab. I'm really happy with that. If I go to the bridge pickup, maybe neck and middle. liking it. Nice, nice stuff. It's a fairly wet sound reverb-wise. When I originally dialed this in, I was using it over a backing track, and I found that level of wetness on the verb actually just helped it sit in the mix better. It's a spring verb with the mix of 38%. If you find it too wet, maybe just dial the mix back a little bit, 25%, somewhere to your liking. If you find it's too much, you know, just playing in the room. But I kind of like the lushness of it. If you're playing something a little more up-tempo with it though, you know, maybe that's gonna get in the way a bit. You might want to back that off, maybe bring the decay down, whatever, okay? Okay, so now let's hear what happens when I go to Snapshot 2, where I bring the Timmy into things. Like I said before, the gain is at 7.9, bass cut at 2.1, treble cut at 7.2, clipping on down, okay? On the neck position, it sounds like this. I was really liking that. As you notice, I also added a bit of a delay to it if you didn't want that on. Really nice stuff. Put the delay back on and let's go bridge position. Back to neck. Actually, let's go neck and middle. So really nice stuff. I was really enjoying that sound. Had beautiful, beautiful overdrive to it. Smooth singing. Not too much though, really nice in the different pickup selectors. So what do you guys think of that? So obviously I can't really show you what the Clean FR and Timmy FR sound like, simply because I'm not set up to record that right now. I'm kind of going through the PC Plus and so on and so forth. But feel free for anybody with the PowerCab, just plug that into FR mode, or just, I mean, anybody, period. You don't even have to have the PowerCab for that one. You can try that out with the normal stock cab, which is really just the preset I had before on the original Mayer'ish, but now with the Timmy added before it for anybody who wants to give that a try. So I don't know, I think I covered everything there. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, if you want to duplicate this, set it to Jarvis on your PowerCab and try it out. Let me know what you think of it in the room. I thought it was a really nice sound coming out of the PowerCab. Really beautiful tone. Sounds great. Feels like an amp. Feels like you're playing a real amp. I mean, it just is what it is. It just sounds great. But if you want to set it up for going front of house, I mean, if you're not using that feature, either recording or going front of house, then this is all meaningless. What's in PowerCab Edit here, you can just plug in, set it to Jarvis on your PowerCab, and off you go. But if you do want to get what you're hearing on the recording here, you're going to set it to Jarvis with a 160 ribbon, 5 inches back, low cut 100 hertz, high cut at 12 kilohertz, okay? I have a level at -13 just to get the proper levels that I need here. So I will have this preset up with a note in CustomTone kind of explaining what's going on here, because this could be the kind of thing somebody could download and then, you know, listen to through their studio monitors, and there's no speaker cabinet. It's going to sound horrible, right? So you need to be playing. This is designed specifically for the PowerCab, unless you set it to Snapshots 3 and 4, in which time it's going to be more for an FR setup. So anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This will be up on CustomTone. The description below will have the link. Please like the video and share it if you guys don't mind. Appreciate all the support. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like I said, I really appreciate all the kind words, support, and the great conversations I get to have with everybody. And so thanks so much for taking the time to listen and to watch, okay? I'll be back soon with some more content, guys. Thanks again for tuning in, and ciao for now.